ultimate chaos.
Remember, every good show starts with judgmental Keith. Oh my God. Yeah, fuck, it's morning. Keith, Keith. The chief isn't here, as you can tell. It's but we're doing an
Yes.
insert show. We're going to try to do this whenever there's a show that's missed, because when they're missed, it actually hurts us in the algorithm. So
Yeah, so
I'm not going to do a
welcome to
full
the
show, guys. I'm going to just draw for a little bit. I've only gotten about 4 hours tops sleep last night. Just I'm fucking
And you
dog
have
tired.
PT today. Awesome.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to physical therapy.
So welcome to the Not the Chief shit show.
Yeah. Where I'm going to doodle or something. You take my morning medicine. Hey, man, you're not getting high until you have Advair. Yeah.
That's Beetle Gerry for you.
By the way, this is one of the reasons why I hardly ever have asthma attacks. But boy, I forgot to take it for a few days, and I feel it. It's like I woke up day before yesterday just wheezing. I was like, oh,
How do you
crap.
forget that when it's on your desk?
It
I'm
is
doing
possible.
billion six things, drawing this book and spending time with this one girl I like. And I get
Yeah, blame
distracted.
it on me.
I'm easily distracted. No, you've heard me snap when I'm like, stop talking. I was doing some. Oh
Yeah,
fuck! Now
I
I can't
love when you do that
doing.
because I can read your mind, so I know when to talk and when not to.
If you would love him, you would know.
You would
Oh,
know.
fuck off. It's not how it works.
You would. You should know. Because that's the approach women take.
Not this one.
No. It's like, I love it when you hear about a woman who woke up, because like Tom Segura's wife, this has happened. She actually talked about it one morning where she woke up so fucking angry at him because he did something in her dream.
Been there.
What the fuck?
And she hit him. She hit him.
That's just
And
wrong.
she laughed about it later, going, because like when she woke up, she was like, you know how you are when you first wake up. And she's like, yeah, if my logic brain had kicked in, I wouldn't have gotten mad at you and hit you. But yeah, you did something really shitty in my dream, and I woke up fucking angry at you. And I just laughed my ass off. I love watching Tom Segura and what is her name? I always forget her name, but she's funny as hell too. Morning Snort. Yeah, I could not get to sleep. Gambit's here. What's up, buddy? Hey, I told Anima you said something nice about her. So there you go.
Now,
did you see it, Anima? What I shared with you? What he said?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. And then I told him, I said, she's not funny in real life. Just on the
No, I'm
show.
not. I'm super boring. That's why we've been together
Super
almost
boring.
3 years.
now,
Yeah.
He likes boring.
as a user, not a streamer, I just gotta say that I detest Kick. Goodness,
You detest what?
this platform, Kick.
Oh, it seems to be mostly just a gaming platform.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
not
but
even on there. I don't care.
if you change tabs, it stops the video. It
That's like
pauses what you're
Facebook.
doing.
Because the same thing happens on Facebook. If you're playing a Facebook video and you go to look at another tab, it pauses.
That makes sense, though.
Because apparently,
No, it doesn't.
apparently listening to it isn't important to Facebook.
Yeah.
Just saying. Yeah, we do the big thing. You can see my sheets on my bed, and I just don't really want my sheets on my bed to be. You never know if there's going to be shit stains on them. So I got to tell you guys a fun little story. So I finished my evening hanging out with Anima, and I got up with my cane and I reached for it. I turned and I reached to grab my cane to help me stand up. And when I reached for my cane, my peripheral vision caught something going, skitty, 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 skitty.
Oh, spider.
And radar kicked in and fucking laser focus. And I saw where it ran. It ran over to my comforter, okay, which is dark. It says, haha, I'm hiding in the dark. And I went, haha, I have a mobile phone with a flashlight. So I turned on my flashlight and there it was. It was like, yeah, like that it was, and guess what it was?
A recluse.
It was a recluse. And I murdered him with my ibuprofen, and I have a stain to prove it. That stain right there at the top.
That was in fact 2 days ago, Scatterbrain, because you told me that yesterday.
And I know I wasn't telling you it happened last night. I'm not scatterbrained. I'm just saying. So
yes, you are.
had that happened? No, I was telling it because it happened 2 days ago. So anyway, I had trouble going to sleep that night because I have arachnophobia, and even though I pretty much conquered it in some ways, it's still there. So I had trouble getting to sleep all night because every time I would close my eyes, I go, "What was that on my arm? What was that on my leg?" And I'm like, "God damn, go to sleep." And I turned up. I listened to TV show Lee Marvin, M Squad, that came out in between 1958 and 1960. A good show. And oddly, 25 minutes. You know, I'm like, even Adam 12 was too short for me sometimes. But, this was a detective show where he has to solve something. By the end of it, I'm like, 25 minutes, it's lean. It's a very lean show. But Marvin's good in it, and despite some of the writing sometimes, I was like, wasn't always there. But Marvin always made the best of it, and he was always fun to watch, no matter what. It was fun. So I turned that up, and finally, I fell asleep. But then the next morning, I had trouble waking up because the show was so loud in my headset. 'Cause I have a headband. It's like blocks my eyes too. It's so loud I couldn't hear the alarm. So I finally woke up and I'm like, hey, what's going on? There's daylight. I could see it coming through the cracks on the mask. So I lifted up and I'm like, oh shit. And I looked at the time and 8 minutes before my alarm went off. I woke up just before the alarm. So yesterday I felt a little more rested. Then I went to bed last night. No spider thing was in my head. I don't know what's going on. It's like when I'm really creative, when I'm in that creative mode, I can't turn my brain off. And that's really, I think, what was bugging me last night. I couldn't get my brain off of creative mode. And it just would not let me sleep. And I was up until 4 o'clock in the fucking morning in bed, just laying there, tossing and turning, trying to go to sleep. It's just what it's say. The fact that Anima is going to marry Gerry shows she does have a sense of humor. Ah, good one, Snark. I'll remember that.
I'm not so sure about that diagnosis.
Yeah.
There could be something wrong with my head. I mean,
but I will tell you this, Martin, they've already got Kick connected to StreamYard. StreamYard's, they're fucking assholes at StreamYard. They're liars. They're absolutely lying because they could have fixed this problem with Rumble, but they've not extended themselves slightly. And, part of the problem is Rumble, but the other problem is StreamYard because StreamYard likes YouTube. They have a close relationship with YouTube. And Kick is no threat to YouTube. So they'll work with Kick. They're a small company. So they'll work with Kick. Greetings, Vince. How you doing, buddy? Hope you're having a good week.
StreamYard hurt themselves by raising the prices because they are offering a free upgrade now over on our other account.
Yeah, they can go.
They're begging for people to come back.
Do they now?
Yeah, they do that.
Yeah.
It's a temporary free upgrade, and then within like 2 months, you got to pay the fucking large amount again. They're losing money because of what the new company did. Because if you didn't know that, StreamYard was bought out
Yes.
by another company, which
Oh,
is
is
why
that the reason?
everything went to shit with us.
They doubled the prices without
Dude,
giving us more than the
dude.
round bubbles and dark mode. Like, fuck off.
That is the less of my problems, to be honest. Because if the platform at least works, okay, you could be willing to pay more, but it's not working. It's every day it's something new that is broken. Every
That's
day
the thing.
there are
It's
and
buggy. They
just
add a few crappy features and think they can charge twice the price.
Yeah,
and
they're not that good. Morning, Meth. How you doing?
Hi,
No,
Meth.
Hey,
we
Meth.
didn't expect you to join us. We're not talking about a movie today. This is just going to be me drawing, and we're not even going to do a full regular show. I'm
now
only going to stream for an hour.
allow me. This is a warning for everybody that is using StreamYard. There's a new bug that I found it on Friday, but confirmed yesterday. If you are sharing your screen with audio, the audio of your guest will create an unavoidable echo.
Echo.
Yeah, we've had that for a while. Not always, but sometimes when Gary's sharing his screen, I can hear myself.
There you go, Vince. They're going to get you. It's bullshit. So don't fall for that crap. Helen
It's
plays.
what they
What's up,
all
buddy?
do. They hope for
Well,
you to
there are
forget
ones
and
that are
then
more
it
affordable.
starts charging.
There are others that are more affordable, and I know Martin had looked at them, and I had. I'm waiting for my.
No, man, it hasn't always been that way. Because 2 weeks ago we were streaming with John. John was playing his game, and everybody was dandy. But last Friday, when he tried to share the audio of his game, everything went to echo word. Same thing happened yesterday with Joe.
Gary and I have been having that on and off for weeks. It's not a new bug.
Well, it's been around for some people
Yeah.
for a while, but it looks like it's becoming more of a problem for everyone.
I mean, you cannot stream games like that. So they gave you access to Kick, so you can stream your gaming, but you cannot do it because you have to choose either you mute the game or you mute the guest. Those are your options.
And
Wait, who are we talking about, Vince? Who are you talking about here?
if you pay annually, like once a year, it's way cheaper.
Oh yeah, that.
But you need $100.
There's no guarantee they're going to be there in a year.
That too.
You know, that's why I've always with these internet companies when they start wanting money like annual, I'm like, there's no guarantee you're going to be here. I don't think so. So, yeah.
The only thing I pay for annually, and I stopped that because I'm not going to be here in a year, is my ticket for public transport here in Vienna, because public transport is not going away and it's like way cheaper. It's ridiculous how much cheaper it is when you pay it annually.
Oh my God. What do I have up in my cycle bin? What is up there? I loved it. A friend of mine, you guys know who it is. I don't want to say his name. Sent me a movie. It's a I don't know if it's Chinese or what, because I heard a lot of back of the throat talking, which is typically something from you would hear in Thailand, but it looked like a traditional kung fu movie, and it's called 100 Yards, and I don't know what the plot is or anything. So I'm like, okay, and it says, nope. Oh, I can't remember. I can't remember. So it says whatever the normal language is, uh, with English subs. Okay. Are you guys hearing me?
Yes.
Okay. Because sometimes when I open Photoshop, it'll cut my audio out. So anyway, so I put the movie in. I'm gonna watch it, and it starts, and people start talking. There's no subtitles, and so I'm like, okay. So I go down to the selection to select, language.
Mm.
No option. So I wrote my friend back, and I said, "Hey man, it says with English subs. It's not there. There are no English subs." And it made me sad because it looked like a good kung fu movie. Had some cool. The first opening scene had some really good action scene between two brothers. Vince says public transport in Vienna is not bad.
No, it's excellent. Unless you have like 2 snowflakes, then everything is chaos.
Mhm.
What is that? Wait a minute. Snowflakes in America has a different meaning.
No, I mean
Yeah,
when
she's
it starts, when
she's
it
talking
snows,
about
it's just so
real,
lightly. Yeah,
literal.
Yeah, when it starts to snow. Okay. Here in America,
Uh,
snowflakes means pussies.
I know.
Here in
I
Mexico, it's the
knew
same
that.
thing, but with rain. If it's raining, everybody's engaged in turtle mode.
Let me tell you something. I
That's for
grew
the
up in
car
Phoenix.
drivers here too.
I grew up in Phoenix, Arizona. It's the desert. And the minute it rains there, I mean, people are fucking just aggressive driving, not signaling and anything. Fucking rain starts hitting, people drive 5 miles an hour and shit. They don't know how to fucking drive in inclement weather in Arizona. It was the thing that used to piss my parents off when I was a kid. Like,
That
what the
sounds
hell's wrong with these
dangerous.
people? Don't know how to fucking drive. Well, they're terrible drivers in Phoenix. I got to be honest with you. They're merged without signals. They exit a highway without signals. They just don't fucking care who's behind them. You know, that is one of the most disconcerting things when you're driving anywhere is to be surrounded by a bunch of people who don't give a living fuck to warn you that
I
they're
have
going
2
to do
words for you, Gary. Italy and Croatia.
same thing.
Yes.
Yeah, you just find an area where it's just chock full of fucking assholes. Chicago, let me tell you, Chicago, because I grew up a little bit in Illinois too, and lived there when I went to college, and real college, not the fake college. And when all of a sudden, man, I'm driving up there. It was the weekend when Josh Becker was showing Running Time, which was the first movie I ever got hired to work on as for artwork. And so I'm up in Chicago, man, and it's bumper to bumper. And I mean, it's aggressive driving. But you know what's more aggressive than the drivers in Chicago? Pedestrians. You will be coming up on a light, you've got a green light, and they're going to cross that fucking street. Fuck you. And they walk out in front of you. They just walk out. Fuck you.
They're gonna say to you, "Hey, I'm walking here."
Yeah, that's what they're gonna do. Hey, I'm walking here. I'm walking here. So I was like, what the fuck is wrong with these people? These just start walking right out in front of you. And oh man, that scared the shit out of me, man. That scared the death out of me. Didn't want to go to Chicago again after that. And I never did. I didn't go back to Chicago after 97. Fuck that town. Never been to India. I've been to France, and I remember how bad the traffic was. That's why I laughed when I saw the movie John Wick 4,
Wake.
where they're driving in that circle around the on the Champs Elysees at the Arc de Triomphe, and I'm like, no, you're not gonna fucking run out in that shit and have a fight. That it would be one fender bender after another. That would have been just deadlock very quickly. Because those people in Paris can't fucking drive worth a shit. So
What would
yeah,
they?
I'm total agreement with you, Vince. I heard they now have some announcement from Arnold
What?
Schwarzenegger for an AI fake, something about climate.
No idea. Not that I
Hey,
know of.
dude, look at this.
Yeah, I know. I posted about it yesterday. This is a
I
messed up
didn't know.
story because what it sounds like, if I'm understanding this story, he and his life mate, he was gay, okay, lived in a house on this neighborhood, and he was being harassed by a neighbor, and his house burned down and his dogs died in the fire. And when they went back to get some things from the house that burned down,
Mhm.
he walked in and saw they were together, he and his mate, saw their dead dog. And he was lamenting, he was getting upset, having to relive the death, possible murder of his dogs, because this sounds suspicious. And apparently a quarrel popped up between that guy he had trouble with before. And now it's really weird the way his significant other said it, which is he said in his statement that then he pulled a gun off his lap, which means he was sitting down. It was a weird turn of phrase, the way he phrased it.
Yeah,
And
because a
he
lap
he
only exists when you're sitting.
he yeah, and it's just like the other statements were that he was standing and pulled out a gun, and it was sudden and without warning. And the gay partner said that he pushed me out of the way before he got hit, and so he claimed that he saved his life doing that. And the guy surrendered peacefully. I don't know what's going on. It sounds like this was a feud, and I'm telling you, man, um, if this is about them being gay, um, I'm not cool with that shit. I'm not. Uh, I have problems with gay activists. That's what I have a problem with them pushing
All
agendas
kinds of
for
activists.
Wait,
especially for
wait,
children.
wait. I need to ask some question because
But
I'm
this
at
just isn't
loss here.
acceptable. Go look up the article. It's on what do you call it? That website I've told you about before, um, Western Journal. You get that down there or no? Can you see Western Journal?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
I
send
got
me.
really upset that this sounds like, I'm not going to use the word HATE crime. I'm not going to do that because all crimes involve that. But what I'm going to say is this looks like a targeted thing, and yeah, I'm not cool with that shit. I'm not. I'm not. I have gay men and what? No, I have no lesbian friends anymore. Um, but well, technically I do. My friend Dina, we just don't talk anymore. I miss talking to her. She's one I told you about. I made cry. She pissed me off one day, and my bosses were watching. I just ripped her a new fucking asshole and just destroyed her in this conversation because I was asking her, come back in 15 minutes, let me finish this. Quit interrupting me. I'm doing work. And when I'm in that creative mode, I need to. And finally, she got me so angry, I lost the creativity. And then I just said, I'm not going to fucking help you now for an hour. Fucking walk away from me. You have pissed me off. It's just fucking. And we're still friends. I don't know how because I really made her feel bad, and I made her cry. I made her cry. An adult woman cry. A, a woman who's basically like a dude to me, which is the shocker because I always treated her like a dude because she's very dudeish. She's dudeish as hell, and but I still consider her a friend. I love her. She's a good person, and but I've got a gay son. I have a fucked up other son, and I have so many fucking gay friends. It's ridiculous. And I love hanging out with them. Chance and John in particular. Just I love those two guys. They're the ones I used to game with all the time, and I lived with them. We lived together for 2 years. And I really love them. They're good people. And we've had discussions. I've never had a single fucking fight with any of my gay friends or my son. I don't agree with my son's politics or their politics, but we never had an argument or a fight because they don't like groomers either. And that's what these people are. These organizations that are out there going after children, they're groomers. And that's all they are. And I love that organization and I signed up. I clicked that tab to join uh, Gays Against Groomers because I love what they've got to say. I want to get their updates because they're absolutely out there fighting the good fight. And but you hear stories like this where this guy shot this guy, but then you hear there's a past story here of a fire that killed their fucking dogs, and everything sounds sus to me with this dude. Why did he do that? Why did he just arbitrarily shoot him?
The thing is, if it was if the shooting, because the burning of the house clearly was a hate crime. There's no doubt in my mind about
Well,
that.
all crimes are
But
hate crimes, but I get what
but
you're
the
saying. It's
shooting,
targeted.
well,
It was
a targeted situation. But the shooting, if it was, if it has been targeted, the guy should have kept fighting until both of them were dead. Apparently, he just fired one shot and that's it.
I think that he killed him with that one shot. He probably shot him center mass.
Yeah, but why didn't he kept fighting at the other guy, at the husband?
I said it's targeted. It's targeted at this one dude. Um,
Yeah,
I just I'm sorry. I'm drawing and still on camera. So let me switch my camera
yeah.
so you can
You're
see.
drawing, you're drawing, you're drawing,
Drawing,
and now let us
drawing
see.
around. Because I always draw around. You know,
Oops.
one thing I point
There
out
you go.
when I'm drawing Shane, I kind of draw him big like the Hulk because he's fucking built like the Hulk. He's just this
Yeah,
real
yes, he is.
big,
He
big
is.
fucking dude, and
He
his head
really
looks
is.
like the Hulk. His head and face were designed to be the Hulk, and I really do uh, love him very much. And in fact, I just talked to him, and I was unaware. He kept it a secret from me that he had been in an automobile accident back in 19. And I couldn't understand what was going on with him with certain things. But I don't pry into my friends' lives. I think that's really fucking rude. If somebody wants you to know something, they'll tell you. So he finally told
Yep.
me that he was rear-ended in his Humvee by another vehicle. The car hit him so hard that the part of the grill, and the part of the hood was impact welded into his vehicle. That's how hard he was
Yeah.
hit. Which you have to hit somebody pretty fucking hard to do that. So it fucked him up. It left him paralyzed for 8 hours
Wow.
on one side.
Scary.
This is shit that he did not fucking tell me. I've been friends with this guy for a long fucking time.
Well,
And
that's a
I thought
very vulnerable
close
situation.
friends. I thought close friends. And he did not tell me that. And it made me feel bad. Like I'd failed him as a friend somehow. I said, I never knew this. How can I know everybody in your fucking life and nobody told me? But there it is. But Shane he still is. He's an important part of my life. And so then he told me that they moved from Illinois because they got sick of the politics in Illinois because it's going to shit. And he says, they're taxing us to death. He was really going into it. And he said, I moved to Arkansas. I said, where are you at? So he sent me information where he's at so I can come down and visit him. Because I said, I really could use a little Shane and Tracy right now, just hanging out with you two. They are wonderful fucking people. They really are. Weird as fuck, but god damn it, I like my weird friends. Are you guys still there? It got really quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
You're talking.
Yeah.
You're
But when I stop
narrating a
talking
story.
and I don't hear any noise. So that blew my mind. So he's got spine injuries. He works out, and the reason he works out is because the damage that was done is kept at bay by the weight training. But he's not able to do certain exercises now. He can't work certain muscles because of the damage that was done to his spine. And so I'm like, wow, dude. And I told him, I said, I've got this degenerative spine disease, man. And there are days when you can't see what I'm doing. I'm moving this screen right up to me right now. So I can rest my elbow on the table and my monitor, my drawing monitor sits atop of it looks like an old poker case where you keep your poker chips and everything in your cards. It's one of those things. It sits on top of it, so it's raised up so I don't have to bend my neck down. Because if I have to look down, I start having a problem. So the thing is, though, I'm telling him about that, and he's telling me about his shit, and I'm like, and I went, oh my god, it's official. We're old. We're two old friends bitching about our physical maladies, and we just had a good laugh about it. He's such a sweetheart of a guy. I cannot stress enough what an awesome fucking dude he is. I mean, national TV. When I was on national TV, I had my national TV interview. Got my cherry popped with Shane right there by my side, because Shane has been a part of this book for a while, and that's why he's in it. And he loves getting the updates, and he laughed his ass off at the jelly bean scene, Anima.
I knew he would like it.
He thought that was so fucking funny.
Andy Morrow is here.
Hey, Andy.
Oh, hi, Andy. What's up, buddy? Man,
so you say that you have a
what?
Degenerate spine sickness.
Yeah, it's degenerative. Yeah.
I would say that your spine has a sick degenerate.
And you know what? It's getting down with the sickness.
Hey, look who's here.
Hi, John.
Yes, John, I am old.
I'm still gonna marry him.
I miss talking to Josh Becker, because every year at his birthday, I would give him a birthday call and go, man, I love wishing you a happy birthday. He goes, oh yeah, why is that? I said, because every year I'm reminded that I'm still younger than you. He's, yeah, fuck you, Kissel. Oh, man. I need to draw. Zoe is going into the book again, which is fun. I love drawing my daughter. She is going to be the daughter in this scene.
I thought so.
I said, you have been she's the young girl, the youngest girl, and she's the slightly older child. She's the model for both of those. And so I told her I wanted a photograph for right here. If you can see what I'm putting the dotted line around. Okay, that one, and here, and here. I will put her face in those. So I love drawing my daughter. She's such a good kid. Yeah, I drew that while Anima and I were talking. Freehand sketch of this guy because that's the image I saw of him smiling at the girl. And he says, "She looks fine. She looks super fine."
Fucking creep.
That's a degenerate face. Smiling at a girl that may be underage. As far as he's concerned, you don't care.
Even
What?
John recognized Shane.
Oh yeah, Shane's in the book. There's Shane. Yeah, I sent him the other page. I'll go ahead and show that page because it doesn't really give anything away. I sent this scene to Shane, and he just laughed his ass off when he saw it. Scroll, 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 scroll. There it is.
Gambit, yes, this is the real thing.
It's a graphic novel, though, not a comic.
Yeah, it's a pretty big book. But there's Shane Moore. His tummy growling, and he sees that bowl of jelly beans. He scoops a handful right as his boss, the captain, walks in. Then he has to spit them right back out into his hand and put them in his pocket. I like writing little comical things. That's my nod to Mr. Bean when he puts the snotty tissue back in his pocket and then into his pocket, then later reaches into the pocket for a mint and forgets that he put the snotty rag in it.
Ew.
And this is a close friend of mine that I cast as the captain. That's Carlos. He's a gamer I've been playing with since 1995, and we're very close friends. We started playing on Xbox with America's Army. Yeah, that's Shane. Now that I look at this, I'm not sure I like that leg. I'm gonna probably leave it alone because you got to abandon things. And it's like there's no such thing as a completed comic or book or album. They're abandoned because you got to hit a point where you just got to stop.
Yeah, if you don't stop, you'll never finish this.
You'll noodle with it forever. George Lucas is proof of that. He started fucking noodling with Star Wars. Yeah, the Mr. Bean Goes to Church, one of my favorite skits. My other favorite skit from him, because I've seen them all. My other favorite one is when Mr. Bean goes to the beach. That was so fucking funny. And he goes through all this trouble of trying, because there's no place to change. And he wants to get into his swim trunks. So he puts his swim trunks on while he has his pants on. And it's really fucking hilarious, only to find out that the only person there on the beach with him is fucking blind. Goes through all that trouble and finds out they're blind. That was fucking funny. Dude.
His sketch that had made me laugh the most was he was in a kind of military parade, and from nowhere these tanks appears and run over his car and flatten it.
I remember that one. He went. It was he went to this place because they were having an open carnival or some shit. There was more to it than that. There was. It seems like there was something else going on there, and I can't remember what the hell it is. And it ends with the parade, and yeah, it flattens his fucking Mr. Bean car because it was parked in the wrong place because he moved the sign to park there. I'm drawing at 100% opacity. I gotta stop that. That's not good. Down to more than that. There we go, 72%. When I'm penciling, I can't be drawing at full opacity on the pen because it will fuck me up while I'm drawing.
Yes, Vince. Break yellow mini cup. Man, it was so unexpected.
Also, what was that 3-wheeled vehicle he was constantly It was
Oh,
like his arch nemesis or something. It was funny.
oh my God! I forgot the model of that car. It's so prone to killing its drivers. It's
Tipping you
not
over.
even funny. Yes. Flipping the birds is saying hello. Okay.
Oh, I love that in the movie when he drives by and he's double birding people.
Yes. Vince got the name, the Robin Reliant. Yes. Is which is not reliable at all. Hey, Genghis Khan.
I'm sorry, that's not how long the fucking bicep is. That's too short.
Mm, come on, do it.
You do it.
Do it now. Hmm. It's weird. I
Yes.
haven't heard Rocket Kitty.
Hi, Genghis. How you doing, man?
Wow.
What was that?
That's from uh, A Scent of a Woman, a movie with Al Pacino,
No, I meant the noise that
and
Martin just made.
that's where it's from.
Ah,
Not
That sounded it.
exactly.
Hoo ha! That's what you said.
No, but I was having a
Senior
yawning.
moment.
I was yawning.
Oh, it sounded like you said hoo ha.
Yeah, man. I didn't have much sleep last night.
You're talking to the wrong guy.
No, I'm talking to the right guy. You can understand my pain. Oh, you have a compliment from Genghis.
What's that?
Says excellent art.
It's sketching right now. This is the process of building a page. And I have not designed a logo for this because I don't have time. So I'm not sure what the fuck to do about this for the biker gang because I want it to be reminiscent of the biker gang's logos, but not be like any specific one. And this is what I do. I do rough sketches and then I come in and I start tightening them up. Before I went to bed last night, I tightened this one up and I was just tightening it up a little more. And I need to do something here. Do eraser. That. There we go. That's now we're talking. Drop that down to about 26%. Close enough. Need to lighten this up a little bit. There we go. Now we're talking.
what is Vince talking about?
Oh, the Robin Reliant in Top Gear. They made a space shuttle with a with that car, and
No
they
shit.
yeah, and they fired the thing, and of course it exploded.
Yeah, that
They
wouldn't
even
go
put
far.
some.
Nobody was in
They
it, I
even put
hope.
some. They put some RC controls and everything. But
Oh, good.
previously,
There was nobody in it, right? Oh
yeah,
my
yeah.
god.
But
What a fucking
previously,
nightmare.
Jeremy Clarkson had to do a, a, a driving inside the same town from point A to point B, and man, did that car tilt down. In almost every corner, the car tilted. And we have John.
Hello.
Hi, John.
Hey.
Hey, John.
Hey, yeah, I'm just home from working from home today because I have my main internet's on. I'm on wireless right now. So, yeah, I've got to be here when they show up to redo the cable. So somebody...
Sometime between 9 in the morning and 5.
Yeah. Somebody
yeah.
hit the bot cable, the fiber optic box down the road.
Oh, shit.
And yeah. Apparently I'm the only one on the trunk. That's why it didn't get reported until I reported it. So yeah, so they're supposed to be fixing it this afternoon, and I didn't find that out. He came by this morning because my interbit's been out since Saturday afternoon.
Holy shit, that's long.
Yeah, but I've got 2 internet lines coming into my house. I've got one which is my fiber optic line, which is 2 gig. And then I've got my cable internet through Spectrum, which is for the rest of the house. That's what the kids are on. So it doesn't mess with my bandwidth. Because I'm like that. But yeah, so I'm basically running off that Wi-Fi in there. So yeah, so I'm home. So I figured I'd pop on for a few minutes.
Thanks, buddy.
Haven't had a chance to talk to some of you in person for a while.
Yeah, I miss doing a gaming show.
I miss having you crap on me.
Yeah, you got used to my tough love.
Yeah, that's one way to call it.
Yeah, I did fix that error I was having there at the end. It was a texture error that was causing the crash. It happens.
Oh, Rocket Kitty.
Yes.
Nice. I was getting worried.
I wasn't.
So here, power's been out for 5 days.
She let out all the crazy on Sunday and yesterday with the thunderstorms that we're having. She was like supercharged.
Oh, one section of my house has a polycarbonate roof, and last night it was pouring, man. And the sound that it made was so loud that poor Canelo, he was sleeping and he woke up jumping and started crying instantly. Poor thing. I have never seen him so scared.
Yeah.
SJ.
If my wife didn't hate Elon so much, I'd get Starlink as a third option.
It's the better option. That's ridiculous to fucking hate somebody so much you won't use their tech.
Well, she's my wife. What can I do?
Love her and secretly do it.
Well, I already told her if we move outside of town, we're getting Starlink.
It's incredible, and I've been wanting to do it. I just can't afford it right now.
How much is it?
Well, it's the system itself. It's not so much the regular bill. It's the installation and equipment. And it was like $200 some.
Well, in some places, you might check. In some places, they're giving away the equipment for free.
They're offering it in some places. So far, not here.
Yeah, not here.
You know, we are in the middle of the fucking tornado zone. You would think that would be something viable, but no, not yet. Not yet. But I'm watching. I'm watching. Trust me. I do not want to miss my chance at having. See, I get it. See, eye doesn't look right. I gotta fix that eye. It's driving me crazy. Fuck off. Tell me I can't do something.
Yeah, but that's why I'm not using the camera, is because of the I'm on
Bandwidth.
Wi-Fi.
My eyes aren't closed. He's looking down, and I drew that slightly wrong. And he's annoyed that all there is $200 in the till. And it's like, well, you just fucking robbed a place that hadn't opened yet. All that's in the till is the change they have for the day.
It's idiotic to rob a business at the start of the day.
It is. It really is.
You
And
do that when they're
that's why-
closing.
And that is the main reason why I have no sympathy for them when they get murdered by Vindicated. Because it's like, well, you chose to rob this place. You know? Now we do vest. Wearing a t-shirt, so I got to put those little wrinkles that you get. So what you're getting today, normally you see me inking. You're actually seeing how I pencil. I begin forming shapes. It's sort of it starts with scribbling, or what is the name of the show today? Scribbles, yeah, Scribbles. It starts with Scribbles, and it begins to take form. And these guys are the main guys that are the villains in the story, or so you think. But then you find out, oh no, they're just a device being used by somebody else who's the real villain in the story.
There's so many bad guys in this.
Well, one guy you're being led to believe is the main villain, and it is absolutely bait and switch. And I'm not going to tell you who it is, of course. And I always love that poster, so I had to put that in the donut shop. Donut worry.
I love that.
And
Is
John,
that in Hertz?
Hertz Donuts, yes.
Yeah.
I love Hertz Donuts. They're still open in Springfield.
Are they?
They're terrible location, but they do a great business. They're at the corner. They're at the hospital.
Oh, okay.
Mercy Hospital, and Hertz Donuts, man. And I used to be on their what do you call it? Message list to let me know, because I lived 4 blocks from them. I live 4 blocks, and all I want is the uniced plain cake donut, because there's just enough lower sugar in it for me to tolerate. I can eat half a donut a day. Then I got to put it in the thing, seal it up, and then have the second half the next day. And of course, I like it with my coffee, because coffee, I'm telling you, man, coffee cake is nothing like a cake donut with coffee. Yeah. I'm just telling you, nowhere near as good.
I prefer cake donuts over glazed anyway.
Absolutely. Who wants all that fucking confectionery sugar and butter? I just want the plain fucking cake donut.
I'm not saying I won't eat glazed donuts. I'm just saying
I won't turn one down when I was younger. I will now. I won't take them now, because they'll fucking send me into a diabetic episode quick. By the way, I've got my blood sugar down to almost normal, but I spent 10 days without my Ozempic, and it really threw my blood sugar off. So I'm kind of wrestling with it right now. And but I've been.
Well, you had 10 days twice within a month.
24 hours. I've been down to 179, 170 to 179. So I'm getting there. It could take, because I was down to normal, like I didn't want my blood sugar to go below 100, because that's not normal for me ever.
Yeah.
And so I've been keeping it between 100 and 150, and I'd eat and it would go up to 175, 200. But right now it's really off, because like Anima said, I was 10 days off of the medication.
But twice. At the beginning of the month for your procedure, and then because your sensor was broken. So you missed 20 days. So You were offered
So my
almost a
body's
month.
really not happy right now. So, but I'm going to end up on Ozempic the rest of my life unless I do conquer the diabetes somehow in some other fashion.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what your A1C is. Mine's continually at like.
Mine is 7 the last time it was checked.
Yeah, mine's like 5.1.
Yeah, I would, something would be wrong with me if mine was that low. I can't get that low.
Yeah. Well, that's in normal range. So basically my diabetes is in full remission.
Nice. That's good to hear.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
Well, it's been that way for a while. It's not like this is something new, guys.
Yeah,
Pay attention to him. He's been telling us this.
I know that. We can still be happy to hear it again.
I congratulated him months ago.
As did we.
Where were you
but
guys?
We can say happy again.
You guys are acting like that. You just learned.
Yes, we.
Oops! No. Something happened to Gerry.
Oh, it's coming up on 11. I guess it's almost an hour doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking take a shower.
Let's do the full shows.
Now, looks like Tim is here.
Oh my God. Tim is here.
Hi, Tim.
Hi, Tim.
Let me see if I can find something appropriate.
Oh, man. Yeah. No shit.
Oh, well.
By what name are you known?
There are some who call me Tim.
See? Good for her, Vince. Yes, Kitty's in the background.
Yeah. I don't know what she's up to. She's just wandering through the apartment, talking to herself.
My problem is my diabetes went undetected because I had a crap fucking doctor who wouldn't listen to me. And finally, I got a good doctor, and he's like, "Are you aware you have diabetes?" I said, "I've been aware of it when I knew I was pre-diabetic, and I had a crap doctor that wouldn't fucking test me." So I went and I bought a glucometer to do my own. Yep. Well, those things can get false readings. He would not fucking help me at all. What a terrible fucking doctor he was. So I'm still watching that show, Duster. I'm enjoying it, despite some of the woke shit that's in it. Because it's got a great cast. It's got Keith David in it. And he's just fantastic. I fucking love Keith David.
It's called Duster?
Yeah, it's called Duster.
Yep.
It's a piece of shit show that Abrams got produced on Max.
Oh.
And I wasn't going to watch it until I saw it had Keith David in it. And it's got a car that I really like. And it takes place in the early 70s. And I'm like, motherfucker. So I have to watch it. So I started watching it. And despite itself, it's enjoyable. And that's in spite of fucking J.J. Abrams' crap fucking writing.
Yeah, I powered my way through Last of Us Season 2.
I couldn't do it. I couldn't even make season 1. The writing was so atrocious. And then they bring in this bullshit gay couple. What's that got to do with the story? What does that have to do? How does that impact the story? What is that? What has it got to
It's in the
do
game.
with the overall story? I
They
know
just
it is. I
expanded.
played the fucking game, but why did they go overboard with it? And why did they bring him in when they brought them in?
Is that the
So-
series with the fungus? Last of
Yes.
Us?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus. I barely made it a couple of episodes. I hated that show.
Yeah, it's
Now,
just bad writing.
I kind of like that with the gay couple, just because it expanded what was hinted at. But when they did that, they took away from the whole interaction between the way they did it. They took the interaction between him and Ellie. That's where he's like a mentor to her for a little while.
Yeah, I just I hated the way it was being written, and I cannot stand that motherfucker, and I'm glad he died in the show.
Pedro?
Yeah, eventually I hope to see him not get work anymore, because he is in too fucking much, and he's
Oh
not
yeah,
that
I
good.
agree.
He looks like a Muppet whose face has been squished. There's just something fucked up about his face, and he's in everything.
Well, he looks like he should be on a list and keep 500 feet away from a schoolyard.
He also looks like somebody that's on a medical list for one day we will fix your face.
You're obsessed with his face, Gerry.
His face is so fucking weird looking, and
It is.
what makes it
Let it
look
go.
even worse is that weird ass fucking mustache he has.
That does nothing for him. Yeah, I agree.
Oh my god, it makes him look awful. And
Yeah.
it's like I will not shave it. It's like, you're a fucking asshole. I cannot stand him.
Yeah, the only actor that should have been able to get away with that is Cesar Romero.
Yep, and he did, and wonderfully so, because the makeup, it worked for some reason.
And yes, Potato Head can't act.
Who?
Bella Ramsey.
She's terrible.
Oh, she is. She's
I don't
really
know.
awful.
They should
I
have
don't know.
They should
I
have
don't understand
cast.
what happened. Because
Okay,
should
you
have
guys
cast-
are talking over each other. You guys are talking over each other. John, go ahead.
wait.
They should-
Before you go to the casting, I don't understand what happened because she was great in Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
No, she did a good job there. I don't know what happened. Maybe she bought out in her own.
Well, she's part of the alphabet community now, so
Oh,
which is what they
that
try to
doesn't-
sell everything
doesn't-
with. And once again, I have no trouble with gay community. I have a lot of gay people as friends and in family, but none of them are activists. And I get so sick of activists fucking with everything and trying to groom kids. Get sick of it.
They should have had the girl playing Abby as Ellie in the first place.
Yeah, she looks just like her from the
Yeah.
game. I saw. That's fucking stupid.
And
shit.
then they should get Katie O'Brien to play Abby.
Oh yes. Undoubtedly. But you know what? It's better that they didn't because that could have hurt her career.
That's true.
Because man,
The only thing I like about the second season is they stick close to the game.
Well, they stick close to the game when it was taken over by the asshole who's behind the show, and he's a woke piece of crap.
Oh, Druckmann, yeah, he is. Yeah, he doesn't get the fact that everybody considers Ellie just an escort quest. That Joel is the main character.
Yep. Vince, I got to tell you, man, 1 through 6, damn good show. And I got to tell you, the South Park made fun of all the floppy wieners on the show. Floppy wieners, floppy ween. But the fact is, there was a lot of tits and ass and vag on the show. And they even got a fucking porn actress to play Tyrion's lover. I mean, Yeah, she's done some great fucking porn. That's all I got to say about that. Anyway, she's is she German? I think she's German. And I was shocked. I went, get the fuck out of here. And I went and looked it up and I found some report. I went, oh, holy shit, she really is a porn actress. But she's a European porn actress, which over there, for some reason, they still make porn with stories. And it requires people to know how to read lines and say them convincingly. And it's really weird. European porn is better than American porn in so many ways.
Because European men can think with their penis and their brain at the same time.
You know, then you had to fucking ruin it. I'm talking to you, Anima.
I know. I ruined one of your many jokes where I have no idea that it's a joke because it's not funny.
No. It's
Oh,
not really a joke. I'm being honest. It is better over there. And but I'm an American who appreciates it, and then you shit on Americans.
I do that all the time.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, I'm an American, and I'm
I
not
know.
like that. So you're stereotyping with somebody who John, isn't like that. I mean, he's not the
You are
smartest guy I've ever
stereotyping
met.
all the fucking time, Gerry. So shut
I
up.
just fucking shit on John, and you interrupted it.
Because I like John.
Because I said John's. Because I said, well, I mean, John's not the smartest motherfucker I've ever met, but he is. He's a sharp dude. In fact, I've been wanting to get with you because I am going to have to this year, John. I've got to build that computer.
Okay.
And I don't care if we got to just buy it piece by piece and ship out. Either me send you the money and you buy the parts, or however you want to do it. But I've got to do it. And Martin can't do it because he's fucking stuck in Mexico.
Yeah.
He's never leaving there. It's the cocaine. It's why he won't leave Mexico, because it's cheaper in Mexico than it is here.
Well, what we can do.
Hey, Martin, nothing? Got nothing to say?
well, you have to pay the tariff for it.
You have to pay the tariff.
Good one.
Oh my God.
Well, I was thinking, when you're ready, what I can do is just come down and pick you up, and we can either run up to St. Louis or up to Overland Park and go to Micro Center and just pick up the parts there.
Well, what I was wanting to do is to just basically buy parts over time.
Oh, okay. That'll work too.
Because I'm not going to have a lump sum. I'm going to be buying one piece at a time. It sucks, but that's what I'm going to have to do because I don't have money.
Yeah.
I don't get clients much anymore. My only client right now is myself for this book. Why is it doing this? It's not letting me draw. What's going on? What is
And
going
Julia,
on?
right?
And Julia.
Yeah.
Well, Warrior, Dale and Julia.
Vince Woman says, boring so damaging. People are going to think it only takes 5 minutes till a plumber appears.
What? Porn is so... Oh, yeah. One of my favorite porns from way back in the day. I think it was still in the 80s. Was Debbie Does Dishes. And it was part of the Debbie Does Dallas. And then they did Debbie Does Something. Like there's even one where Debbie Does Bigfoot was another one I heard about. Never saw it.
Fuck.
But I saw the Debbie Does Dishes where she's trying to be a housewife. And everybody keeps showing up. TV repair guy, fucking plumber. It's a comedy. It is really a fucking comedy. And it's actually pretty funny despite the fucking porn. There we go. Probably gonna have to give somebody here facial hair. Might have to give him facial hair and redraw him on the other page. Goddamn, motherfucker. Goddamn.
Why?
Yeah, because that's how it goes. I gotta hit save on this and save. And then book 5, Dance with Drag. I've never read any of those books. You couldn't pay me to read a George R.R. Martin book. I would not accept money for that at all.
Well, nobody's going to read a Game of Thrones book ever again, or at least
Yeah.
until after he dies, because I'm convinced he's already written them, and he's just waiting until he dies and lets his estate release him.
Nah,
Yeah, it could be true.
he hasn't written anything. For me, his plan was leaving incomplete from the beginning. That was his performative art.
Once they got to a certain point with Game of Thrones, he felt that the show had superseded him, and he lost interest. And I do believe that that's what happened in finishing the books. And then they ended it differently than how he planned to end it. And he was no longer working with Benioff and Weisman. They had to go on their own, which is why those last two seasons were so bad, because Martin wasn't involved anymore with the plotting and the storytelling. So what are you going to do? You know, you get these guys that you think are great writers because they know how to adapt a story, and then you find them on their own. You see the same thing with Chibnall, with Broadchurch. I mean, season 1 was straight across the board adaptation of the fucking book, and then they do a second season, and he's such a bad writer. He finished the mystery in the first book, but then he's got to carry it on in the second season of the show, and it was really awful. And then finally, he does a third season, and this is once BBC is completely woke. And when they broadcast that season, that series, the third series with David Tennant, it was like they put a warning on before and after the show. If this episode caused you any emotional stress, please call 1-800 blah 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 blah. And it's like, oh my god, fucking TV shows doing that shit piss me off. And they do it with Apple too. Apple does that shit. Have you guys seen that? If they have something traumatic in an episode, at the end of it, contact Apple. Is it appleplus.com or apple.com/help? I'm like, so if I'm having anxiety over depression and want to help myself, I need to contact Apple, right? If I've been assaulted by somebody, sexually, I should contact Apple help. That's the way.
Yeah, no thanks.
Well,
they
that's
don't
just
understand
so they
how
can
pathetically ridiculous they are when they do that.
They do that so you can get fucked again.
Yeah. They want you to be victimized a little more by their fucking weight system. And of course, waiting for Todd to jump on the line. Hello, my name is Todd. How may I help you? It's like, you are not Todd.
Oh, yes, sir. I be assuring you that I am.
Yeah. And I wanted to do this to a guy when he did that, this last one. And I can't remember. I told you what he said his name was, Anima. I can't remember what he said. But it was another one of those American names, anglicized American names specifically. And I'm like, your name's Vijay or Sanjay. Don't fuck with me.
I forgot the name, sorry.
What I love is when I get somebody from the deep South here in America on the phone. I'm always like shocked by that because I love a deep Southern accent. They go, "How you doing today? What's up?" And so we'll have a conversation. They'll say, "Well, right here we're down in Plains. It's really pretty down here today." So we had a lot of rain, so of course the flowers are blooming. And it's really green. I'm like, that lady was so fucking nice. I had shit to do that day, and I didn't want to get off the phone with this fucking operator. And she was clearly like an old lady too, and I love talking to old ladies. They're so much fun, and that's because I grew up in a community with a lot of retired people, in a complex with a lot of retired folk, and I just used to love sitting down and talking to all the old people. Man, I love that. Have them tell me stories and shit from the old days. Then I'd rob them.
Jesus Christ, that went south.
I never robbed them. I fucking love those little people. And my dad loved the fact that he would hear back from some of my customers when I was a newspaper boy. He says, I ran into so and so over there in that building. Oh, yeah. She says, you are just one of the sweetest young men she's ever met. And I said, oh, she has no idea I'm secretly a serial killer. Because serial killer is like, he was so quiet. He was so nice. I had no idea he was a murderer. Okay, I see what I hate about that leg now. I can fix it. I know what to do. The knee's sticking out too far. I have it bent at a weird angle, and I should just straighten the leg up a little bit on Shane Moore sitting at that coffee table. I was trying to just make it look he was uncomfortable because he's big. He's a big dude. Short, but he's the Hulk. I've always told him, why have you never gone as the Hulk? Just all you do is put some body paint on, green body paint, just walk around. You're the fucking Hulk all the time. It's like, you're not John Banner. You're never John Banner. You are. Or Bruce Banner, sorry. Comics, I'm so used to, because I love the TV show back in the late 70s, going into the 80s. And they changed his name from Bruce Banner to John Banner. But then on the tombstone, it says John Bruce Banner. So they kept the Bruce in the show.
No, it's David, not John. David.
Was it David? That was it.
David Bruce Banner is what's on
David
the tombstone.
Bruce Banner. And I thought that was cool that they threw that in. Because as a comic book fan, you like seeing a little shit like that. But yeah, Vince, thanks. You're behind the times on that one. Ha ha, slow ass. CJ Prime, thanks, man. They must have a delay on the fucking loading of the comments. Because both of them said David at the same time. But thanks for correcting it. John got me already. It was David Bruce Banner. And I love
YouTube is
on the show.
YouTube is always slightly behind.
And by the way, it was because of the Hulk that we got the first Avengers. Remember that? You remember?
Kind of, yeah.
We had Daredevil also. We had Thor. Who else do we have on his show? Captain America. Was that on his show? But that was separate.
No, that was separate.
Because I'm friends with Red Brown.
The Red Brown stuff was separate.
He's alive and kicking, and I'm friends with him on Facebook. He's great. I love that dude. I want to get him on the show so badly. And by the way, I did message last night David Mamet to join us because he is my favorite. I will say favorite living screenwriter. My favorite living screenwriter, because there are two that I think from the past that I probably love. And Robert Towne, is he still alive? Is Robert Towne still alive? Let me look that up real quick. No, I don't want to update. Fucking Firefox, they keep wanting me to update. No, I don't want you to add more spyware on my fucking computer. You've got it fucking enough that I fucking hate them. Let's see. David. Oh, wait. No. Who was that I said?
David Mamet. Oh, no. I'm sorry.
The other name I need to look up.
I can't remember.
It was the guy that played a character or something. No. It was Robert Towne.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to ADD Theater. I almost forgot what kind of theater it was. I'm so ADD. He's 89. He's still fucking alive, man. And I still think David Mamet's a better screenwriter than Robert Towne, but I love Robert Towne.
Yeah, they only had, that's what I thought. The Incredible Hulk only had Daredevil and Thor. Well, they also had Kingpin, but he wasn't as Kingpin. He was just as Wilson Fisk.
Who played it?
Who played Kingpin?
Yeah, on that show.
I already closed it.
We were just talking about him. That he was on the Hulk. You were saying Kingpin was on the Hulk.
Yes, he was in the same episode with Daredevil.
And who played him? Because I don't remember him being in it. It's been so long since I've seen it.
Yeah, I've got to relook it up.
Oh, okay. You didn't know. Okay, I thought you were just withholding information from me. I'm like, what the fuck, man? Why won't you tell me? So my favorite screenwriter of all time is a drunk, Herman Mankiewicz. I like Frank Mankiewicz and they're his children. They're also
Tony
great
Davies.
screenwriters. No shit.
Yep.
How come I forgot that? Fucking,
That was in the trial of the Incredible Hulk.
yes, and he was his lawyer.
Yep.
And I do like that it was sort of like the first season of Daredevil on Netflix. He wore the thing over his face.
That was also the very first appearance of Stan Lee in a Marvel property.
That guy was such a whore. I love him so much, but he really was a whore.
Oh,
He
yeah.
would be anything Marvel related, and then he talked shit about it later.
But yeah,
Oh, that was awful.
he's one of the jury members in Trial of the Incredible Hulk.
That's fucking awesome. I got to go back and watch that.
I didn't need to look that up. I already knew that. I just didn't remember who played Wilson Fisk.
Well, Gerry, won't this be part anyway of what we're doing with Daredevil and now the Punisher?
Are you guys watching the new series?
Well, I watched the first 2 seasons of Daredevil, and then we moved to, because you got to go straight to season 1 of Punisher.
Oh, you're
That's
back in the
what we
Netflix
have.
shows, not the current Daredevil
I'm
Born
not,
Again.
I'm not digging the new show at all, and I'm not excited about any of them. I'm like, they hired the wrong guys. They fired him after they already fucked up the season, and all you got was one halfway decent final episode. And I'm like, yeah,
Well,
but the rest of it was shit.
yeah. Season 2 is shaping up to be better, at least. They're bringing the Defenders back.
I don't know, man. I'm hoping. I hope. I always hope, but I just have no faith in them.
I'm just upset they never did a Daughters of the Dragon series. Because they had them in the show. It's just, why didn't you
Well,
do
that's
it
what
like
everybody was wanting. That's what they wanted. Not what we got with Iron Fist was just utter disappointment.
what we
And they
wanted
should
was
have done
Heroes for
Daughters of the
Hire
Dragon.
and Daughters of the Dragon. That's what we
Heroes
wanted.
for Hire and Daughters of the Dragon. That's Daughters of the Dragon is what I was wanting, because I really loved that. But they fucked up so much. They got a guy that couldn't do martial arts worth a crap. And then on top, and he didn't want to train either, the cocksucker.
Yeah.
And then they're spending more money per episode on it than they were spending per Badland, and they're delivering 1/4 or 1/10 the show.
Yeah, but you got to remember, in Badlands, they hired already trained martial artists.
You don't start Iron Fist without having done that. Get it?
Yeah.
You don't do a show about Iron Fist, not already have everybody lined up.
Oh, yeah, I know.
They should have done the exact same fucking thing that they did with Badlands, and they got lazy. And then they paid a price for it. And then they pulled this sexist shit with Jessica Jones on season 2, that they would only hire female directors. That's sexism. We're only going to hire women. That's sexism.
Yeah.
You know, men, they're always directing these things. We want women. Okay, look, I keep telling you, that's sexism. If you're only going to hire one gender for something, that is the very definition of sexism. And so I refuse to watch season 2 or anything after. I think did 3 seasons. Jessica Jones, did they do 3? They only did 2 of the Punisher, because that season 2 fucking tanked. It fucking tanked, and it's not Barenthal's fault.
Oh, no.
It's the fault of the fucking writing, because they kept having to make political statements with these shows. The first season, the whole anti-conservative, anti-right-wing thing. You
Yeah,
know, the whole like gun right, you know, and the guy that's in the group, the veterans group, always talking like a fucking idiot. And it's like,
Man,
hey, man,
I told you
lived around-
yesterday, I want to jump over the scenes with the group
Yeah, when they
because
start
I
talking,
don't
the
want
guy starts
politics in my
talking.
entertainment.
But
Fuck off.
it leads to what happens with that kid, the kid that was digging the hole in the ground, because he gets influenced to join them, and that's when things go south. And the
You're
second
right.
season,
Jessica
should've
Jones is
stuck-
3.
yeah, 3 seasons, and I didn't bother with the other 2 seasons because I'm not going to watch something that promotes sexism and of any kind, racism, sexism. Not going to watch it, and so season 2 of The Punisher really tanked because they had to make it a religious right or mob thing.
Yeah,
It's
they did.
just Southern Baptist fucking. It's like, you know what? If you want to go over after Westboro, that's fine, but quit going after conservatives because they watch your fucking show too. And guess what? They're the ones that tuned out, and that's why we didn't get a season 3 of The Punisher on Netflix.
Yep.
They can tell you whatever they want to. They're fucking lying. Their numbers dropped drastically on season 2 because they started going after the Bible Belt.
Ubisoft did the same thing with Far Cry 5.
Oh, I don't even know about that, but I'm not
Yeah.
surprised. Ubisoft got it. They look, these people started getting hired, these woke fuckers, and they would get promoted. And the minute they would get promotions, what would they do? They would in turn go hire other woke people. So that's like, how did it get so bad? That's how. They just kept promoting each other until they were the majority in these companies.
Now, Gambit, I saw Sinners. Sinners was pretty good.
What one?
Sinners.
Sinners.
Movie?
I haven't watched it yet. I have it. I own it, but I haven't watched it yet. My problem is I see so often with you know, films that they race bait,
Yeah.
and it's I find that it's a form of exploitation to do that, and I don't like when they exploit people's races in order to make money. I really hate that. And that's all what's been going on for the last few years is we're going to turn all white superheroes into black characters and all redheads into black women.
Well,
And
this is different because it's a period piece and it makes sense for
exploitation.
that to be there.
Wait a minute. Sinners, I don't care about what is going on here. Gambit, Indiana. What are we talking about? Raiders.
They have their own conversation.
They're having two different conversations.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they do that. That's what people don't understand. That's really what that is. It's race baiting.
Yeah.
And so when I saw Sinners, the trailer, I was like, that looks really cool. But there's this fear. I'm automatically just assume that it's going to be more race baiting. And I just don't want to waste my time. I look at this, I'm in the last third of my life, and I don't want to waste any more of my time on stuff that's just not worth it.
Yeah.
I want to spend all my time kissing my girlfriend and or fiance or wife, whatever she becomes, and holding her hand and talking to her and watching great fucking movies and TV shows. I love that. If I died on the sofa watching a great show with her, that'll be a great ending of my life. And I'm like, oh, good. I would
that would ruin the show for me, though.
Yeah, I'm not worried about you, though.
Fuck you.
Since Iron Man could have made his first appearance in the third Hulk movie, who would you have cast? It was 1990. Back in the 90s? Oh, my God. Robert Downey Jr. He was there in the 80s. No, I wouldn't have got Tom Selleck. I don't think Tom Selleck would have been right for it. Even though he was great in Lassiter. I really like that movie, Lassiter. We need to do that film, Martin. You ever seen that movie?
What?
Lassiter.
No.
Put that on your list. You need to see that fucking movie.
I'm the one with the list.
And Lassiter is a movie he did with Bob Hoskins, Tom Selleck. It's a really good film. Takes place in the 30s, and I think we're seeing the buildup of the Yahtzees in Europe, and he's a thief, uh, jewel thief, and it's a really good it's a really good film. Not like great, but it was like a really good theatrical movie and a superior television movie. That's where I put that movie, Lassiter. The stupid thing people have done is race swap supposed white characters with. Well, that's the problem. And I consider that the worst form of exploitation because what you're telling the black audience is we're not going to find black characters or create black characters. We're going to take white characters and turn them black for you. And it's like, that's kind of fucking weird thing to do. And if you talk to black nerds like I do, they don't like that shit.
Nope.
They're like, we have plenty of great black characters that we love. And you're not going to make those because you want to instead race swap.
They've got this in DC has this entire wonderful black black led universe into the Dakotaverse.
Right.
That they could have used, and they still haven't.
Well, Feige's got his head up his ass. That guy doesn't know a comic before 1985.
Well, this is DC. This is not Marvel.
Oh, DC also has its head up its ass. You've got a guy I still don't trust, James Gunn. I don't trust him with DC. I would trust him directing something. I don't trust him to run it. Him and Peter Safran, don't trust those guys. And the one thing I think they have going for them right now is they are being forced to listen to the fans, even though Gunn has said don't listen to the fans, but they're listening to the fans. He'll say it. He said it in post. Don't listen to the fans. He'll tell other movie makers, don't listen to the fans. But what's he doing? He's listening to the fans. And so they did a test screening, and it also did not go well. And so they're making changes. Same thing with the Fantastic Four. They're doing reshoots.
Oh, yeah.
Because they had a terrible test screening. I mean, it went bad. And so they're forced to do reshoots. And reshoots aren't unheard of with movies. But when you start hearing that Marvel or DC films are being reshot, you know that it's not minimal to add something. It is to fix something. And it is really hard to fix a story when you fuck it up in the movie. If you've already made the movie, it's really hard to fix your fucked up story. And from what I've heard, the reactions were bad towards the comedy and towards the woman boss stuff.
Yeah.
Because we all knew they were going to do a bait and switch, that this is all going to be about Invisible Girl. And she's going to be girl boss, save the fucking day. Because you knew that when they chose to make Silver Surfer the female. Well, it's in the comics. Yeah, but it's not in the comic that you're supposed to be making, the original. It's not in the original run. Stop lying.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was just saying. Yeah, they're doing reshoots. And they're not doing reshoots like additional scenes. They're reshooting stuff.
Well,
and it's going to cost millions of dollars to do it. What?
From what I heard, they nailed Galactus. He's absolutely terrifying.
No, everything I heard that's being reshot surrounds Sue Storm
or the female
and
Captain
Reed Richards.
And
it's
the
so
female
bad. And reaction to what's his name is so bad that his stuff that's coming up in Avengers Secret Wars has been diminished, and they brought Scott back or Chris back, Pratt, to be that main character.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, this is through Doomcock, because I talk with what's his name? I just forgot his name. Fett. I talk to Fett all the time. Oh, and the end was leaked that Sue Storm and Silver Surfer save the day. Yeah, of course. It's the A-Team thing that they did back with Avengers Endgame. And I mean, it was in the audience. There wasn't like a couple of people. There was a large number of people in the audience when we watched that, when they did the whole A-Team thing where the girls all showed go up and do their poses, you hear people cringe noises. Not woo. It was little guttural noises. They don't understand how pathetic they make these films when they do that shit.
Yeah, the other thing they're doing in reshoots is extending the female Silver Surfer's backstory to make her more sympathetic.
I'm not going to give a shit because I don't like that they did that because, look, man, we've said it many a time, Keith and I. You can't properly tell the Fantastic Four origin story without Mole Man.
No.
And they just keep skipping over it.
I agree.
Hey, we have Wade here.
What they need to do, Vince, is replace Carlos O'Kelly with basically John Krasinski. Just face swap him and redub all the lines. CG his face on Reed Richards. Oh, look, man, she has got one of the single most annoying voices. The only time her voice has ever worked as the annoying character she's supposed to be in Ozark. Anything else she's been awful. And I wanted to like her because I loved Ozark. I will even admit she is the most powerful, but Reed is the smartest man in the Marvel verse, yeah. And he's the one who outwits Galactus. And it's just, I just get so sick of this shit. Girl boss save the day. Fuck off, man. I don't care if you put in a female that's right there standing toe to toe with you. I've got your back, kind of thing. I'm at your side. That's awesome. But when they start doing the overpowering thing and taking, the reins and doing all that shit and acting like they're that's just so insulting to women. And women who aren't insulted by that are dumb.
Yeah.
You're just completely unaware of how insulted you just were. That they're doing this to pander. They're pandering. That's all that is. That's pandering to a demographic. Instead of worrying about telling a good story, they're pandering to demographics.
Yeah, well,
she's also got a terrible voice. That's the problem with her. It's not so much her looks; it's her fucking voice is so grating. It's like if you had somebody
I think
like
she
that
looks
that you knew in life,
terrifying.
if you worked with someone like her, you would never want to hang out with them after work. They would be so annoying. That's how annoying she is. She has an annoying voice. Oh yeah, they're constantly sucking each other's dicks, dude. That's what the Oscars are and the award ceremonies. That's why I don't bother with them anymore. It's just them doing a circle jerk. It's like, oh, but your movie was great. Oh no, your movie was great. It's like, well, guys like us go out there and work real fucking jobs. We don't get recognized. Well, that's not totally true. I did get a recognition as an artist several times. I've had awards for my work. Sometimes the awards weren't directly to me, but to the group. But I consider that a win for me too. And I've had 4 Addy Awards for marketing materials that I designed as a graphic artist. And right here in town, in Springfield, John. What's his name that owns all the limousines and the buses on campus? Fisk. The guy that wears the Ascot all the time. He's so fucking weird, but he's a sweetheart. I designed all of his marketing materials, and I won an Addy for that. I won an Addy for the shit that I did for Missouri State University. I'm the one who helped come up with "Every day is game day" as their slogan. And they held it onto it for years. But with all of that, no extra money, Nothing like that.
Yeah.
Awards is really, when you look at it, they're nice, but they're not going to pay your rent. Not going to feed your kids. Unless you can sell the award. Like the Oscar, you could sell the Oscar and make a lot of money off that and probably pay off a house with that.
Yeah.
Hollywood wants they don't have a power base to learn on. Well, they're incapable of learning, Dan, but I've explained this, that they're not an individual. They're a collective. And they go through people so quickly. They recycle people. Well, that movie failed. Well, why did it fail? Well, I don't care. Get rid of the person that did it. That'll solve the problem. That's how they think. Get rid of the person, hire somebody else. And so they keep recycling and recycling. And so Hollywood is incapable of learning because it recycles constantly. Yeah, there you go. The only thing they haven't recycled in the last decade is Kathleen Kennedy. And I'm telling you right now, Robert Evans, one of the greatest studio heads in the history of the studios. So many fucking Oscar films, so many big blockbusters that he made. And they were constantly trying to fire him. Eventually did fire him. They just couldn't stand him as a person. They didn't like him. And fucking Kathleen Kennedy hasn't fucking hit one out of the park yet. The Lucasfilm is still in the fucking red. They've never gotten out of the red. They've never made a fucking dime. You hear idiots talk like, oh, they make money on this film. I said, yeah, but how much did they spend on that? And that's based still off of what they originally spent for Lucasfilm. And each project has gone negative. One film did really well, and another one did halfway okay, which is Rogue, which I think Rogue One's a good film. I like that film. It's the only good Star Wars film put out by Disney. And that was a movie that Kathleen Kennedy hated. So that tells you it's got to be good.
Yeah.
But she has not made a film that's been successful yet. None of her TV shits have been successful. None of it. The closest thing they came to was Mando, and they ruined it. And they destroyed Boba Fett. It's all on them. It's all on them. Lucasfilm, Kathleen Kennedy. It's all on them and Disney. It's their fucking fault. They did that. And they're never going to fucking learn. Bob Iger, that you can't teach that guy anything. He'll back off on things, but you're not changing him. He's still a fucking lunatic left-wing fucking weirdo. He's not a liberal. He's a fucking leftist. There's a difference. Keith is a liberal. Technically, I'm liberal, even though, I became so conservative. I'm a Hubert Humphrey Republican, is what I've joked, because Hubert Humphrey is a Democrat. I'm as liberal as him, which makes me a conservative.
Yeah.
Don't ask me. I don't know what happened.
Kennedy would be a conservative today.
Yeah. If you looked at their political stances, Hubert Humphrey was a conservative by today's standards. So, and I think that's why Keith and I get along so well. And I know you guys have seen us argue, but that's how we argue. We love each other so much. Oh, come on, man. Keith and I we can't fight. It's not in us. And that's the way it is with a lot of my friends. I don't want to fight. I don't like fighting. She looks like she should have never gotten a break at acting at all. Are we talking about
Cynthia Erivo?
Yeah.
She looks horrifying. Seriously, guys, the first time I saw her, I was like, I don't want to meet at night in the dark. I'm sorry.
You have Gal
She's scary
Gadot
looking.
as the fucking evil queen, and Snow White's more beautiful than her? By what standard? It's like, what are you talking about?
Well, because
And apparently they didn't get along.
This movie treated fairness not as beautiful, but as being a good person. So
I'm a good person. It makes me beautiful. I have a glow. Fuck off. Some of the nicest fucking people I've ever met were fucking ugly people. Just terrible hygiene, all of that. And but goddamn, they're good fucking just solid rock solid fucking decent people. And some of the prettiest people I ever met, yeah, they were kind of bitches. I told you about that German I worked with. I fucking hated her guts. And I don't know what happened. It just, the hatred between us became sex. And I'm like, I just want to choke you to death kind of thing. I don't know what the hell happened. I was young. I was young. This is back before I went in the Army and became a better person. The Army made me a better person. The Army changed me, and for the better. And that's when I stopped dealing with people's bullshit because of the Army. It really teaches you to focus on what you're doing and who you're dealing with. There's a reason why the new dwarves run off screen once they see Rachel Ziegler.
Oh my God.
Ouch.
Especially when you get some of those pictures of her with the faces. When she's contorting her face. She's fucking ugly, man. She's got an ugly soul, and she's not attractive in any way. And I hear she's having big career problems, and I'm like, well, karma's a motherfucker. You know, sometimes karma payback plan is instant instead of years later, and I kind of enjoy that when it happens.
Schadenfreude.
Well, if you watch her talking,
Schadenfreude, yeah, that's
when
what it
she's
is.
with Gal Gadot, look at Gal Gadot's face, and that's the face she has, Gambit. Is she ever going to stop? She's not, there's no expression if she's just looking at her. Like that. Not reacting, not smiling. And like I said, behind the scenes, apparently they didn't like each other or didn't get along. They didn't want to be
Oh no, they hate each other guts.
Well, we have said that, but Gal Gadot, comes forward and says, it's not like we hated each other. We don't think the same way. We don't act the same way. So, there was no common ground between us.
Wait.
I'm telling you, she fucking hated her.
Yeah.
But Gal Gadot is being diplomatic because she's a decent person. See, I have a good brain. Yeah, exactly. I was just referring to Rachel Ziegler, aka Rachel Schmedler. Schmedler.
I like that.
I do like that. Like, yeah, it's got that Germanic sound to it, Schmedler. My brain went blank. I was reading Rachel Schmedler, and then all of a sudden my brain just went. You're done thinking. Stop thinking. Well, I'm just really tired. I only got maybe 4 hours tops sleep, and I've got to go to my PT here in about 45 minutes, and I'm not excited about it because I know he's going to hurt me.
You need that. It will make you feel better.
The muscle pain, I don't mind because that will go away after 3 or 4 days. That's because when you're tearing down muscle tissue, you're tearing it. You're literally tearing it. And then you eat proteins in order to build it back up. And so it does. And what's interesting about muscle is muscle memory is amazing. So I used to be really muscular. So basically, my goal is to get back to being healthy and more muscular. Blah, blah, blah. Nobody cares.
PT is for. So.
Yeah, every time she started doing that shit, it's like, where was her handler? That's the problem today is they don't have handlers. That's why Toby, what's his name, or the kid that plays Spider-Man now, what's his name?
I'm drawing a blank. I know who it is.
Tom Holland. Tom Holland got in so much trouble because he doesn't have a fucking handler because he kept leaking stuff. And he would have other cast members go, dude, stop talking. Another one who was terrible at leaking stuff was Cumberbatch. Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yeah. Really?
He would just, where are your fucking handlers? Marvel should have handlers for these guys. They should be there live with them when they go to these fucking interviews. And they should be giving them signals. Like, don't touch their nose. Don't talk about that. Don't talk about that. That one's okay. You can talk about that one. Just like baseball, you know.
Gerry, I need to address something here.
You have to
Vince,
undress something. What do you want to
address. Fuck off.
Oh, address.
Vince, I love you, but I cannot support you with that statement. She has a good brain. That thing has never been used. It's in mint
It's never been
condition.
used. I would actually label it in a jar as Abby normal.
Yeah, that's right.
Even Marty Feldman wouldn't have picked that brain up.
Yeah, Marty Feldman, like Rachel Zegler. Oh, no. All right, I'm doing the thing I have to do. I learned as a kid to bang my shoes. You grab them by the tongue and you lift them and you slam them hard against the ground. And if there's anything not supposed to be in there, falls
Like
out. Even
spiders.
a black widow.
Dude, you
Spiders
need to
and-
teach me that shit when I come. I need survival skills for Missouri.
Well, a friend of mine, what he does is he puts socks, stuffs a ball of socks into his shoes at night. And he's a professional insect killer. That's my buddy Travis. He sent me a video today that I wasn't able to see. I wasn't able to watch it. That's why, okay. Hello, Rachel has to make herself look ridiculous, doesn't she? Yeah, she has no clue. She's so vapid. She can't understand how stupid she looks. And the kind of vapid, brainless twats that fucking listen to people like that are fucking idiots. I mean, have you ever tried to carry on a conversation with some of those people? You can't. And ADD theater is one thing, where one thing leads to another thing. With them, they don't know how to react to something. They quickly change the subject, and it's usually about themselves. I've met a lot of those fucking people at conventions, and I just move along. Get away from me. I'm not going to interact with you for very long.
Oh, I had to add that to my soundboard. The stormtrooper saying, "Move along, move along."
I like Frank Drebin. Move along, move along. Nothing to see here.
Nothing to
happened.
see
Nothing
here.
to see here. Move along. Fireworks factory exploding behind him. That's fucking great stuff. All right, I want to thank everybody for being here today. This was a sit-in for the chief because he had to go do some other stuff. I don't know what vacation.
No, medical.
Medical.
Yeah.
So I wanted to sit in for him, and whenever like Keith's not going to be able to show up or Chief, we're going to pop it. Chief and Keith, and both their rhyme, even though Chief isn't his name. His real name's Patrick, if you didn't know that. The Chief. Snorty, thanks for being here, buddy. Gambit, Vince Womack, Mephisto, of course, popped in. Hale in Place, Glenn Fleming, Andy Morrow, Das Wolfen, who was also on the show with us.
Yeah.
As an anime character. Let's see, Genghis Khan was here. And I'm so glad I met Genghis. I like him. He has some great comments over when we're doing KGRA shows. And of course, last night Don wasn't feeling so good, which I always say if you believe in prayer or sending out good vibes, please do for Don because his back's hurting so bad right now. So CJ Prime and of course Wade. I hope everybody had some fun hanging out. It's always fun to me hanging out with you guys. The only way you can give them a reality check is to fire them and tell them why they were fired. Be honest with them because you're an idiot and you hurt business. It's the only way to teach these motherfuckers. And I can't guarantee you can teach people like that because I don't think that they're ignorant. I think they're beyond help. I think people like that are fucking idiots. They're fucking stupid. That's the difference between stupid and ignorance. Ignorance means that you're vacant of the information that you need to know something.
Yeah, you don't know something.
You can learn.
That's what it
you
means.
can learn. Yeah. And stupid is when you reject the information and go with whatever the fuck you want, despite empirical evidence showing otherwise.
Yep. So, what would be an
I
idiot?
don't. I have said that I don't really want to get much into doing this anymore, but I don't mind every once in a while doing this because I'll jump on with Keith and we can talk about entertainment and everything wrong with it. I just decided after, and I'm going to say this again, when Mikey died, my passion for talking about the entertainment news died with him, and I lost interest in talking about it. And Keith not being here made it harder and harder, and I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it anymore. Martin will tell you, I just lost complete interest in doing this
Well,
and
not
talking
just
about
you.
entertainment news.
Our panelists dropped off too. The
Yes,
old
some
TGIF
people-
just died.
well, some
after
of them,
Mike died.
some of them left because I yelled at people, but I was yelling at two specific people, but everybody heard it in that room because I got so angry at those two specific people. And I'm not going to say who it was. It's not right. But I did. I snapped at them. And the first words out of my mouth, it was like I was back in the military, and it was like I was chewing out my squad. And I'm like, the first words out of my mouth was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You know, there's a problem when I do that. And there was a serious problem. Keith's been, he's having to deal with so much right now with his dad. I don't want to get into it's personal. I can't. But it's rough on him, and he's dealing with other family issues.
Mhm.
And he gets worn out, and he gets pulled left and right by different people to do things. And it's hard for him. And I'm going to tell you something. Doing these shows, CJ, is he loves it. He loves hanging out with me. He loves hanging out with Martin. He loves hanging out with John. He loves hanging out with Anima. And his and my friendship has suffered from it, but he is being pulled in so many different directions. And it's not anybody's fault. It's just shit fucking happens sometimes.
Well, ever since his mom
Life.
got sick,
But
he's
it's
had so much
been
on his
rough on
plate.
him. And he's been having to handle probably more than anybody should have to. And I don't think he knows how to say enough. I don't think he knows how to say no. And it worries me. And he'll even say it. He'll let us know. Like he'll jump in and go, man, getting to hang out with you guys for just a little bit is such a vacation from my fucking life. And he does. Doing these shows is a highlight to him. So when you don't see him here, he is miserable not being here. He wants to be here. He wants to do these shows. He loves talking. And if he's not here, he's having to deal with stuff. And God love him, man. I love Keith. I love him with all my heart. But I just worry about him that he's going to fucking work himself into a grave. And I don't want to bury any of my friends. I've buried enough already. And I'm done with that shit. I'm tired of missing morning friends. And Mike was, Mikey Sutton and I were very close. The guy would fucking message me at 1:00 in the fucking morning and give me a text.
Trying to kill you.
Yeah, I
Right?
got angry. I got angry at him for doing that. I told him, you're not allowed to fuck with Gerry in that way. I need that
Because
guy around.
before it happened, before anybody knew, I knew about Saffron and Gunn. And I find out about things because I'm not like Doomcock or any of the other guys. I don't want to get the scoop. I don't want to be the first to report. I have found out things way before. I knew months before anybody else did about, and Susan too from Rue Morgue magazine. She and I both knew that Bruce Campbell was going to be writing Sergeant Rock. We knew it 3 months before, and we couldn't say anything because if we did, we would betray a confidence of somebody, and everybody would know who we got it from. There was no way they wouldn't know who we got that scoop from, and I wasn't going to get him in hot water. So, and people know, people in my life know I'm very tight-lipped about some things. I won't talk about it unless I have approval to talk about it. Just won't do it. There's shit going on in my life right now I can't talk about. That it doesn't involve me, it involves someone in my life. and it's a public figure, and I can't talk about these things, and it's up to them to talk about it. If I say something, it could get someone in trouble or cause somebody distress, and I'm not going to do that. So I can't do anymore what Tom and Andre do so wonderfully. You've got Tom and Andre, and you've got Doomcock, and yeah, you've got the others, Gerry at Nerdrotic. But I feel like if you want the most accurate information, I think you get it from Doomcock and Midnight's Edge. Those are the two I watch religiously. And of course, I read my own stuff, and I still get news from Script Doctor because he's an insider, and that's why he's on Midnight's Edge a lot and other shows. He was on. I loved it. He was on Film Threat a week or two ago, and I was like, "Oh fuck, that's awesome! I love seeing him out there." Yeah, I had to help a friend who was super close to Mikey get through his death. It's tough, man, and I kind of shut down when he died because it takes me a while to process things emotionally because I'm on the spectrum, whether you fucking realize it or not. I am, and I have a tough time with that shit. And it takes me a while to really process death and loss and how I really feel about things. I didn't cry about my grandmother dying. I loved her. She was my favorite member of my family, my grandma, my dad's mother. I love that woman so much. And the day she died, I had to tell my dad, that she had passed away. And I didn't cry. I didn't cry at the funeral. I don't know what the fuck's wrong with me. And I thought something was wrong with me. And finally, I cried years later. I finally was able to grieve my grandmother leaving. It just fucking takes me forever sometimes to get to something emotionally. And yet I'm a good writer. Explain that to me. I can explain these feelings and stuff in my writing.
You cannot
And
be
I
explained,
can write
Gerry.
comedy. It makes no sense with the way my brain works. I don't understand it. Well, I told you a long time ago. I thought I was mentally ill. I thought I was possibly either borderline personality disorder, or I was afraid that maybe I was sociopathic, that maybe I was a borderline sociopath because of my troubles with this shit. And come to find out, it's other things. I have an INFJ personality type, and I'm on the fucking spectrum. I didn't think I was going to cry over my dad's death, and all it took was me to stand up and say one. I was talking about one thing and I was fine, and then I went to talk about something else, and then I heard my own voice crack, and I went, "Oh shit! What's that? What's this?" And I got emotional, and I get quiet, and I'm like sit there for a moment trying to collect myself, and then I just simplify everything I needed to say because I knew if I spoke another fucking word, I'd be bawling in front of these fucking people, and I won't cry in front of people. Won't do it. Yeah, it's showing emotion and sometimes processing. That's the other thing, CJ, is processing the emotions because we feel them. Oh, I feel things strongly, but I often don't know exactly what it is I'm feeling. And I got to sit there for a minute and like, am I angry about something? What am I angry about? What am I angry for? Am I angry at this person or just what they did? Am I telling you, man? I'm telling you. Yeah. I hear you guys. Well, anyway, thanks again. I still consider our chat the best chat. I think that Pop Culture Minefield has the strongest chat of all these shows.
Oh,
I don't give a shit.
absolutely.
But what I find interesting is so many of you guys are in those chats, and you make those chats great. And but I am lucky that we have the best of all these channels coming to here and hanging out with us, and so yeah, you guys are appreciated, man. I love talking to you guys. So, but I'm going to get the fuck out of here because I have to get to my appointment. And I got to fucking jump in the shower. I'm going to take a fucking 5-minute shower. Well, that's going to go well. And I got to pray that the cat doesn't jump on me while I'm in the shower because she fucking won't leave me alone. That new cat, the Mama Kitty. I'm her like best friend now. And she like jumps on me when I'm sitting on the john, sitting there just trying to collect my thoughts this morning. She's like, she jumps on me, climbs over my shoulder, gets on my back, and has her paws on my back. And I'm like, what the? Are you going to give me a massage? What's going on here? And then she comes around, sits on my lap for a second, then jumps off. I'm like, what was that about? What did that prove? I don't understand you, cat. But she's sweet.
That was her showing you that she owns you, Gerry.
Yeah, I think so.
You are furniture for her.
Oh my god!
I miss.
That's what I am for my
watching
cat.
Gerry. I don't
Watching.
understand that statement, CJ.
Let's get out of here.
That.
End it. Do it.
I want to understand that. Like, I'm not sure what you mean.
Watching the shows, watching you on shows.
Well, I hope you're back, so you don't have to say that because we enjoy having you back, CJ.
Unless
we miss all you guys. Like Monkey Jeebus, man, I don't like that we haven't been seeing him lately. And I tell friends privately, like, man, I hope you come back and join us back on the show. Another one, our Muslim uncle, man. I miss it when he messaged me on Twitter. He's such a sweetheart. He says, I miss you, man. I'm like, don't miss me. Fucking get back. What's going on? Where are you? Why aren't you joining us in the chat? I miss it when you guys aren't around. I have my favorite crowds. I love our chats. So, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and end it now. Not because you told me to. I'll end things when I want to.
Not like I'm the boss of you or something.
You'll learn when she gets here and you guys get married who the real boss is.
This is me talking to her.
You pompous, stuck-up, snot-nosed, English, giant, twerp, scumbag, fuckface, dickhead, asshole. I'd buy that for $1.
I would smack the shit out of your shoulder if I was next to you.
I know,
right?
but you're not here hitting me, so I'm safe.
You missed that, admit it.
You know she's keeping a tally, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, Fish Call Wanda. I miss Monkey when he's not around. You know, he's one of the best trolls out there. I used to fall for his shit when he first started. I'm like, no, I don't fall for your shit anymore, Monkey. Just do your thing. I'm not going to fall for that. You're not going to yank me in that direction. So everybody have a greys day today. If you guys are going to say bye to everybody, say it now.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.